gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah. Push and pull and...
Today, we're diving into a comparison of some of the most powerful smartphones you can buy in the £300 price range. We've picked 5 of the most talked about devices from different brands. Before we get to the final conclusions, make sure to drop a comment below and tell us which one you think stands out the most. A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Mickey from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting tech content. Let's start with the release timeline. The Redmi K90, which is known globally as the Poco F8 Pro, and the iQOO Neo11 were the earliest to launch, both arriving last October. A couple of months later in December, we saw the release of the OnePlus Ace 6T, also known globally as the OnePlus 15R, along with the Honor Win RT. The newest device in this lineup is the Realme Neo8, which hit the market in January. When it comes to design, these phones fall into 3 different styles. The first style focuses on simplicity, using solid color back panels. That's the approach taken by Redmi and Honor, giving their phones a clean and minimal look. Then there's Realme, which goes in the complete opposite direction with a much more aggressive design. It mixes square and circular camera elements, adds RGB lighting, and uses different textures across the back panel to create a futuristic aesthetic. The third category includes iQOO and OnePlus, which offer multiple color options to match different tastes. Their designs strike a balance between simplicity and complexity, appealing to a wider range of users. Now let's talk about displays. Among these phones, iQOO is the only one equipped with a 2K resolution screen, while Honor stands out with its ultra-high 185Hz refresh rate. As for dimming technologies, the brands take different approaches. Redmi and Realme use full brightness DC dimming, iQOO relies on pure PWM dimming, and OnePlus and Honor combine multiple dimming methods. Depending on brightness levels, you can notice varying flicker behavior across the devices. In terms of comfort and weight, Redmi feels the lightest in hand and is probably the easiest to hold for long periods. Honor is noticeably heavier, while the other models sit somewhere in between without major differences. Moving on to performance, Redmi, iQOO, and Honor all use the previous generation flagship Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. Meanwhile, OnePlus and Realme step up to the newer Snapdragon 8 Gen 5. The big question is whether this newer chip actually creates a noticeable difference in real performance. Looking at benchmark scores first, OnePlus surprisingly lands at the bottom of the list. Realme, however, uses the same processor and reaches an impressive 3.58 million points, tying with Honor for the top position. For gaming tests, we begin with Honor of Kings. In terms of configuration, Redmi is the only phone limited to 120 frames per second, while the others support 144 FPS. Redmi, iQOO, and Honor also include frame interpolation technology within the game. When we examine the data, OnePlus and Realme deliver similar performance on paper, but the real-world results are quite different. OnePlus performs the most consistently across all areas, while Realme ends up at the bottom. iQOO also struggles somewhat, particularly when it comes to temperature control and power efficiency. Next up is Peacekeeper Elite, the Chinese version of PUBG Mobile. Redmi once again tops out at 120 FPS, while iQOO supports 144 FPS. OnePlus, Honor, and Realme push even further, supporting 165 FPS gameplay. Frame rate stability across the devices is fairly similar, but OnePlus maintains slightly higher frame rates overall. It also shows the best balance of power consumption and battery life, although its thermal control isn't perfect. Redmi generates the least heat during gameplay, while Realme has the lowest power consumption. Honor, on the other hand, ends up with the highest power usage. There's also an interesting point worth mentioning. Higher frame rates in 3D games like PUBG Mobile can make the gameplay feel smoother and more immersive, but they can also increase the chances of motion sickness. Even though Honor, OnePlus, and Realme all run at 165 Hz, the motion sickness effect appears noticeably stronger on the Honor device compared to the other two. For Genshin Impact, with all settings unified across the phones, both iQOO and Honor achieved an average frame rate of 60.2 FPS. But when we look at the 1% low frame rate, which shows stability during demanding moments, iQOO ranks near the bottom. Honor reaches 59.63 FPS, meaning it runs at almost full speed for most of the test, which is very impressive. However, that performance comes at a cost. Its power consumption climbs close to 5 watts, and both temperature and battery drain increase significantly. This aligns with the in-game settings warning that certain options can increase power usage and heat. In this test, Redmi and iQOO show better temperature control. OnePlus demonstrates lower power consumption and slower battery drain, while Realme has the weakest 1% low performance and doesn't stand out in other areas. Even when the Genshin Impact test is extended to 2 hours, Honor still delivers the highest average frame rate and best low frame stability. But again, it pays the price with higher power consumption, more heat, and faster battery drain. Redmi's results remain fairly average, while iQOO keeps temperatures and battery usage relatively low. OnePlus maintains low power consumption, but Realme continues to struggle with both low frame stability and thermal control. Looking at a more demanding performance benchmark, OnePlus clearly stands out. Its performance curve is almost a straight line, meaning stability is excellent throughout the test. Realme, despite also using the 8 Gen 5 processor, doesn't quite reach the same level, though it still performs above average overall. After about 15 minutes, there's a brief frame drop, but it recovers within 2 minutes. The remaining brands show less impressive results. Redmi drops to around 40 FPS after 8 minutes, only recovering to 60 FPS after 24 minutes. And even then, the performance remains unstable. It also shows the lowest frame rates and the highest power consumption. iQOO experiences noticeable fluctuations after about 10 minutes, with its lowest frame rate dropping to just 27.5 FPS. Honor begins to fluctuate after 17 minutes and struggles to maintain 40 FPS during the final 3 minutes, all while still recording the highest power consumption and temperature increase. At this point, you might think the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 completely outperforms the 8 Elite, but there's an important detail. During testing, both the OnePlus and Realme phones were actually running at lower graphics settings from the start. That's why they appear more stable. On paper, comparisons look impressive, but once you dig deeper into the testing conditions, the results tell a more complicated story. So looking at the overall picture, OnePlus frequently ranks first in raw specifications and benchmark stability. However, in demanding games, it often has to reduce graphics settings to maintain smooth gameplay. Honor comes next, thanks to its built-in cooling fan that allows it to sustain high performance for longer periods. The downside is that the fan increases power consumption, and the phone still struggles with temperature and efficiency. Right in the middle is iQOO. Its performance usually lands in the upper middle range. Temperature control is decent, but overall the device doesn't stand out in any particular category. There aren't any major issues, but frame rate stability could definitely be improved. Choosing between the 4th and 5th spots is actually a bit tricky. Redmi's performance generally sits around the middle of the pack, but its 120Hz display becomes a limitation. Many games that support 165 FPS, including Honkai Impact 3rd, can only run at 120 FPS on this device, which makes its output clearly fall behind. Both the hardware configuration and software tuning limit its overall potential. Realme takes a different approach. Its hardware fully supports high refresh rate gaming with maximum settings. However, in many other games, the frame rate tends to rank near the bottom, and overall stability still needs improvement. Of course, gaming performance is just one part of the story when it comes to smartphone performance. Now let's move on to the app launch speed test using 20 different apps. But before we begin the timing, there's something interesting to mention. The efficiency of the App Store search feature varies quite a bit between these phones. Starting with Redmi, searching for an app requires typing the name, selecting the suggestion, and then waiting for the results to appear. As I searched repeatedly during testing, the target app eventually started showing up first, but earlier it wasn't even visible on the homepage. OnePlus and Realme behave similarly to select the correct suggestion, but at least the app you want appears at the top of the results. Honor performs slightly differently. Even though the app isn't always listed as the very first result, it still appears near the top, so the experience remains fairly smooth. Then there's iQOO, which is the most convenient of the group. It can directly recommend apps based on pinion input, meaning there's no need to manually select suggestions. The response is extremely quick and there's basically no waiting time. If you rely on Pinyin search, Xiaomi still requires a few extra steps and some waiting, and it tends to push the express version of apps to the top. OnePlus and Honor both have fast search speeds, but the original app often isn't immediately visible. In comparison, iQOO shows it right on the homepage, while Realme usually places it directly in the first position. With that out of the way, let's start the speed test. After opening all 20 apps in sequence, the fastest phone to complete the round is iQOO, finishing in just 1 minute and 16 seconds. OnePlus, however, shows its weaknesses here. When launching heavier apps like Peacekeeper Elite, the loading speed becomes noticeably slow. In the end, it takes nearly 2 minutes to finish the full round. Next, let's check the background app retention, also known as the protection rate. Honor and Xiaomi both start at a disadvantage because they only have 12 gigabytes of RAM, which results in lower retention rates from the beginning. The other three models come with 16 gigabytes of RAM, giving them a clear advantage. Among them, iQOO deserves special mention because it successfully kept all 20 apps protected in memory, which is quite impressive. Moving on to battery life, Redmi actually has the smallest battery here at 7100 milliamp hours. On the other extreme, Honor takes things to another level with a massive 10,000 milliamp hour battery, which almost feels like carrying a power bank inside the phone. During the 5-hour battery test, Honor ends up with the highest remaining charge at 77%. OnePlus and Realme follow behind it, while Redmi has the lowest remaining battery at 70%. iQOO also finishes with 70%, mainly because its 2K display consumes more power. After that, we continued running the reality TV playback test until the batteries were completely drained. Redmi shuts down after about 11.5 hours, and even then it still can't outperform iQOO. Honor, meanwhile, continues to dominate thanks to its huge battery, extending the playback time to almost 15 hours, clearly showing the advantage of that massive capacity. Now let's talk about charging speeds. Realme is the only device here equipped with 80-watt fast charging, while the other phones all support 100 watts charging. Even so, Redmi still ends up being the quickest to fully recharge because of its smaller battery. It only takes 52 minutes to reach 100%. Realme's battery capacity is similar to the one in OnePlus, but the charging process takes a bit longer. It reaches 50% in about 5 minutes, then takes 14 minutes to hit 100%, and the final stage slows down further. The phone even spends about 9 additional minutes completing the charge in the background. Honor's enormous battery naturally takes the longest, requiring around 90 minutes for a full charge. Even though these phones focus heavily on performance, the camera systems are still worth discussing. Among the 5 devices, only Redmi and Realme include a telephoto lens. The other phones stick to a dual camera setup consisting of a main camera and an ultra-wide lens. Redmi's telephoto camera is slightly special because it now supports 5x zoom. During testing, I blocked the main camera and then blocked the telephoto lens separately to see how they perform. Looking at the photo samples, the main cameras initially appear quite similar, but after a closer look, differences become clearer. Redmi tends to create stronger contrast between light and shadow, which makes darker areas appear deeper. iQOO takes the opposite approach, brightening shadow areas and producing images with lower contrast. At the same shooting angle, OnePlus, Honor, and Realme show a bit of glare, while Realme's colors appear slightly yellow. In a backlit scene, Redmi tries to brighten the entire image, but the result looks a little washed out. iQOO, OnePlus, and Honor perform reasonably well here, while Realme struggles the most, with the sky becoming completely overexposed and turning pure white. When it comes to the telephoto lens, Redmi and Realme both use the real telephoto focal length, while the other phones attempt to maintain the original framing by moving closer. However, you can clearly see from the stairs and the glass door beside them that the spatial compression effect created by a true telephoto lens cannot be replicated simply by stepping forward. In addition, the telephoto mode combined with the high-resolution sensor produces noticeably better results than the other models. Looking at the ultra-wide cameras, Honor stands out as the only device using a 12-megapixel sensor, while the rest are 8 megapixels. In terms of overall image quality, Honor and OnePlus deliver the most comfortable viewing experience. iQOO appears to aggressively brighten the scene, while Honor and OnePlus preserve slightly more detail. Redmi, however, falls behind the others in this category. So let's wrap everything up. First is the Redmi K90, which I would classify as the NPC tier in this lineup. It's actually the most compact phone here, and its design and build quality feel quite solid. However, in real-world performance, the chip is limited by the 120 FPS cap, preventing it from fully showing its potential. Combined with relatively high power consumption and the smaller battery, the battery life isn't particularly impressive. On top of that, the chip occasionally runs into bugs, which further affects the experience. Next is the iQOO Neo11, which clearly delivers a stronger gaming experience and deserves a higher rating. The 2K display offers a noticeably better visual experience in games like Genshin Impact and Honkai Impact 3rd compared with a 1.5K screen. Temperature control is also quite good, which becomes one of its biggest advantages. The downside is that while the screen is excellent, the battery isn't particularly large, so the overall battery life ends up being average. Then we have the OnePlus Ace 6T, which I would describe as the superior version. It provides the best experience mainly in lighter games like Honor of Kings and PUBG Mobile. In other areas, its battery design is fairly balanced, and it even comes with full dust and water resistance. However, once you move to demanding titles like Honkai Impact 3rd, the performance quickly drops back to its limits. At that point, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 ceiling becomes very clear. So if you're a OnePlus fan, it might actually be worth spending a little extra for the OnePlus Ace 6 with the Snapdragon 8 Elite instead. Next is the Honor Win RT, which I would place in the top tier overall. When it launched at the end of the year, it really felt like a dark horse. The 185Hz ultra-high refresh rate and the massive 10,000 mAh battery are incredibly strong advantages that easily outclass many competitors. For gaming alone, you could even consider it the superior option. However, in everyday use, the phone's heavier feel affects comfort slightly, so in daily scenarios, it might still fall back into the superior category rather than standing completely above the rest. Lastly, we have the Realme Neo8, which I'd still place in the NPC category. The phone definitely stands out with its bold and unique design, and it packs a massive 8300 mAh battery along with a telephoto camera, which shows that Realme has put real effort into the hardware. However, when it comes to gaming performance, it doesn't really create a strong advantage compared to the other phones in this lineup. The overall user experience is still solid, but the way the product is positioned by the manufacturer feels a bit unclear. And with that, we've reached the end of this video. I hope this comparison gave you a clearer picture of these smartphones. If you have a favorite among them, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you.